There were all the familiar girls, Olga and Electronic. They were having a lively discussion. I drew closer. Ah, Semyon. Have you seen Shurik today? Na, der ist wohl gerade running in the 90s, würde ich jetzt mal so behaupten. Mit seinem AE85 Boy. No, what's the matter? We haven't been able to find him since early morning. Disappearing pioneers, well, that's something new. But he was with you yesterday? She was talking to Electronic. Yes, he was. So he woke up this morning and he wasn't anywhere to be found? No. Why didn't you come to me immediately? Well, I thought that he got up early and went to wash up or something. Did he mention anything yesterday? Interjecting Slavia. For example? That he was going somewhere, for instance. Nope. What exactly is so horrifying about that? It's only 9 AM, he might have decided to go for a walk. You don't know Shurik. She looked over at me seriously. Serious? Well, no, I don't. But I didn't see anything suspicious in the situation. Okay, let's stop panicking. We'll find him. How could he miss breakfast? Ulyana grinded my dick. Exactly, time to eat anyway. The pioneers proceeded into the canteen. Yet again, I had no choice where to fit in. The only 3 places were at the table with Alisa and Ulyana. Take a seat. She pointed at the chair next to her. I sat down. Aren't you gonna get your food? Good idea. I hadn't thought about that. Today's breakfast didn't look much different from yesterday's, but it looked more appetizing. Or maybe I was just very hungry. Or maybe I was eager to finish it off as soon as possible to avoid yet another Ulyana prank. Wanna go to the beach with us today? When? Right after breakfast. Generally speaking, relaxation wasn't on my agenda today, but if I was going to spend my time thinking, why shouldn't I do it while getting a suntan? Sure, why not? Ah, cool. Warum ist Ulyana jetzt so nett zu uns? Das macht irgendwie keinen Sinn. Wir haben die gestern noch verärgert. Wir haben die gestern allein die Küche machen lassen, ja? Also, ich wäre ja mega pisst, wenn ich die wäre. Vielleicht will sie es auch irgendwie heimzahlen am Strand. Ich weiß nicht, vielleicht hat sie einen perfiden Plan. She smiled nicely. I bet you're planning another prank? No. No, not at all. Ulyana waved her hands at me. She sure is. Alisa grinned. She's always like that. I looked at Alisa attentively and suddenly remembered yesterday's evening. A strange behavior, or quarrel. But now she looked like usual. Regnet es gerade da draußen? Warte mal, wo ist meine Taschenlampe? Ich muss kurz ins Fenster leuchten. Ich sehe gar nichts. Doch, es regnet. Ich höre es jetzt deutlich. Also tut mir leid, wenn ihr im Hintergrund ein Prasseln hört, eventuell, ja. Alter, jetzt kommt's richtig runter. Maybe there's no need to say anything to her. Though I wasn't going to. At the end of the day, everything that happened that night stopped seeming unusual. As if it was all just a dream. No way! I think she's right. Nobody believes me. Ulyana took a tray of dirty dishes and stood up. Enjoy your meal. She said it in such a way which left no doubt. Nothing good awaits me today at the beach. Me and Alisa were left alone. You know, I guess I shouldn't go with you after all. Why is that? Well, I've got something to do. Dieses Face, Alter. Ich finde das so witzig, ne? Sie sieht so tough und tomboyisch aus und auf einmal hier, pass auf. So, yeah. Nichts kommt an mich ran. Oh, ich bin voll girly. Oh Mann, das bumst mich hart. And what exactly would it be? She looked in my eyes and I couldn't even find an appropriate excuse. I don't even have a swimsuit. Try mine. You think it will fit me? Give it a try. I don't think it's worth the effort. Don't be a wimp. We'll find you some swimming trunks. Those words only added to my fear. Wait for me by the canteen, I'll be back soon. Okay. There's nothing wrong with waiting for her, isn't there? Finishing my breakfast, I left the building and sat on the stairs. Pioneers, all having their own business, hurried past me one by one. No one stopped by me. No one even looked in my direction. It seemed they didn't consider me a stranger, but exactly the opposite. Just another teenager their age. Their comrade, you could say. Der Tovarish. I caught myself thinking that I had started to consider this camp and its inhabitants with not as much caution as I had on the first day. Indeed, Alisa was back in a couple of minutes. Ready? Ready for what? She gave me the trunks, though you hardly could call them trunks. They looked like pink boxes decorated with butterflies and flowers. Actually, they were boxes. I'm almost afraid to ask, but where did you get these? Too scared to put them on? Well, you know. Sie hat... Also, Miku sagt's mir gerade schon. Sie hat bestimmt Schurik entführt und hat ihn jetzt zu ihren Sexsklaven verwandelt. Daher hat sie die Boxer. Well, you know, I have not the slightest intention of doing so. I appreciated her joke, but wasn't going to make myself a laughing stock. Put him on! Ich wüsste nicht, wie ich in dieser Situation reagieren würde. Ich würde mir denken, ho ho ho, die will es. She said roughly. Why don't you try them on instead of me? I think that the color of the swimsuit will set off your eyes very nicely. Let's make a bet. I had no desire to accept her bets. No thanks. Alright, you either go to the beach wearing them or you swim naked. Weighing the pros and cons, even the second option seems better than the first. I'm not planning to go anywhere at all. Then I'll tell everyone that you left these trunks in my cabin. Why will they do that? How should I know? Oh Mann, dieses Girl, Alter, dieses Girl macht mich fertig. Dieses Gesicht, das mir sagt, so they know that we fucked like rabbits. She burst into laughter. I didn't want to argue with Alisa, so I decided to go to the beach in the end. But not in those flamboyant trunks. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Don't be late. She went off after saying that. I dragged my feet to the leader's cabin to get a towel and to hopefully find something like trunks. Olga was waiting for me in the room. Semyon, did you hear anything about Shurik? Same as half an hour ago. I walked to my bed and took a towel. Are you going somewhere? Yes, to the beach. Wait, do you have swimming trunks? You came here without any luggage, as I recall. Strange. That fact didn't seem to surprise her during our first encounter. No. So what will you wear? Good question. What? I don't know. Wait a minute. She walked to the wardrobe and unlocked a drawer. In a moment she had a pair of normal black trunks. Where did she get those? More importantly, why? Someone from the previous session might have forgotten them. Considering all the strange things in this camp, it wasn't really surprising to find men's swimming trunks in Olga's room. Thanks. The trunks were just my size. I got changed behind the cabin and went to the beach. Der Zug fährt hier immer noch. A lot of pioneers had already gathered there, but I recognized only Alisa and Ulyana. Lolliboobs. Natürlich in sowjetischer Adidas-Mode. Come here. I walked over to them and sat on the sand. Oh. I see you found something better. She stared at my trunks and smirked. smirk face. As you can see. Come on, let's swim. I don't want to. Maybe later. I was not a fan of swimming. Suit yourself. The ghost ran into the water. Why did I come here? Why am I not out looking for answers? Should I care about it now? Savionok seemed normal. Certainly a lot of strange things have happened to me during these 3.5 days, but not one of them taken separately seemed at all so natural. Especially since I didn't get any closer to finding so much as a clue. The contrary, everything that has happened has only confused me more. What alternatives do I have? I won't get any truth from the local residents, though I doubt they even know it. Shall I try to leave this place? But how far can I walk, considering that I don't even know where I am? It turns out that my only option is to wait. After some time, the ghost came back. Ulyana held something in her hands. Look! I looked up and saw a crayfish. Just a normal crayfish. What the fuck? That is. Ulyana lay next to me and started to torment it. Leave the poor animal alone. Why? It's just a crayfish. So what? It has a right to live too. I rip its claws off and ask to cook to boil it for dinner. As if we have nothing else to eat. Oh, meine Nase! Oh, aua. Ow. I looked at Alisa. She seemed to be totally uninterested in Ulyana's fun with the poor sea creature. Tell her! What's wrong? It's a crayfish, it deserves it. What the fuck? Guckt euch doch mal den armen... Was ist das, der Garnele oder was? Oder was soll das darstellen? Ich weiß es nicht. Crayfish? Garnele? Keine Ahnung. Aber guckt euch doch mal das arme Ding an. It looked like the girl missed her lessons on nature in primary school and lacked empathy for the environment. Give it. I snatched the crayfish off Ulyana. Dieses andere Gesicht, ich liebe es. Suit yourself. I was a little surprised she didn't resist. I looked into the eyes of the poor animal. It didn't express anything at all, but I thought that if it could speak, it would certainly be outraged. Maybe it would even go to the UN Convention of Human Rights. To tell the truth, I wasn't sure that would help. What is life? I took the crayfish to the river and set it free. Never mind, I catch more, there are plenty of them there. Holy shit, also ich glaube, die hat... Ich bin mir nicht sicher, Leute, aber sie ist der wahre Yandere-Charakter. Said Ulyana. No doubt about it, I mumbled. Time passed and I was getting sleepy. I fell asleep. I don't remember what I was dreaming about, if I was dreaming at all, but I woke up when someone shook my shoulder. Also ich muss sagen, sowjetische Bademode hat's in sich. Also ich muss ja. Ja. Ich begrüße diese Aussicht. Olga stood next to me. Did you come to swim too? I asked, still half asleep. Dude, der macht nicht mal eine leichte Bemerkung über ihr Outfit. Jesus. No. It's almost time for lunch and we still can't find Shurik, the leader said, standing before me in a wet swimsuit. And? I want you to look for him. It seems like I'm the only pioneer in this entire camp. I was sincerely outraged. Every time it was getting clearer that Olga considered me her errand boy, to be used like a slave. Oh. Mit diesem Swimsuit immer doch. Or vice versa. Da fliegen gleich die Brüste raus. Ich sag's euch. If I came to you, then I want you to help me. Why exactly me? However, after giving it some thought, I decided to agree. After all, my shoulders and back got sunburned while I was sleeping, and search of Shurik would let me acquainted with unexplored locations of the camp. Okay. It was not exactly right to wander around wearing only swimming trunks, so I should get changed first. 10 minutes later I stood outside Olga's cabin, deciding where to go. Also wir sind hier. Wir können zum Boothaus oder zum Busstop. Wir können auch einfach hier bleiben, so wie es aussieht. Ja, ich habe auf jeden Fall irgendwie gelesen, also im Guide, dass irgendeins von den beiden hier mich bei einer Person mich einer Person näher bringt. Ja. Ich weiß jetzt gerade nur nicht, welches was war. Ja, gute Frage, ne? Wir gehen einfach mal zum Boothaus. Maybe Shurik decided to pick up stones near the water. In the worst case, I'll find his corpse. But I'm sure that it won't end up that way. I was crossing the square when somebody called out to me. Ha! Ich hab richtig geschätzt. Wait! Alisa came up and smiled. I immediately sensed the trap. Where are you going? I'm searching for Shurik. Olga asked me to. And how is it? Exciting? She looked intently into my eyes and turned away awkwardly. Not really. But you know, a pioneer's missing. Surely you're not freaking out over such a minor thing? What do you mean? Only a few hours have passed. Maybe he just lost track of time while having a walk. Certainly, I would have the same idea, but I wasn't telling her that. Yes, that's true. But who knows what could have happened? Let me help you with it. With what? I got suspicious. With looking for Shurik. Oh, but I can do it. Oh, come on. She smiled at me, but there was something was malevolent in that smile. Was hat sie vor? Sie zieht mich ins Boothaus und vergewaltigt mich nicht. Und da ist bestimmt auch Shurik drin. Auch schon vergewaltigt. Okay. Naturally, her smile was cute enough, but it really seemed to me like there was something behind it. Well, if you insist. Since I could not understand what's on her mind, I had no real reason to refuse. But before we go, I have to get one thing from home. Okay, I'll wait for you. You're actually serious about just standing there? Let's go! Okay. Interessantes Gebäude, was sie da haben mit dieser Flagge. Schade, ich kann es leider nicht sehen. We approached Alisa's cabin. It should be just like all other cabins, if not for the Jolly Roger on the door. By the way, Ulyana is my roommate. Okay. Cool, wir sind mal in einem anderen Haus. Mal gucken, was haben wir denn hier? Sehr viel Rot. Ich kann nicht sagen, wem das gehört, aber das ist etwas größer als das hier. Also würde ich sagen, das hier ist Ulyanas und das hier ist Alisas. Sieht eigentlich fast gleich aus wie unseres. Oh. Ist das ein T80? Sieht aus wie ein T80. Ein T80 Panzerposter. Und da eine IS 152. Was haben wir hier noch so? Das könnte auch irgendwie ein Fahrzeug sein. Da rechts ist noch was. Lucy Eishockey-Team. Ist das Stalin oder wer ist das? Keine Ahnung. Eine Siam-Katze. Sieht ziemlich... Naja. als würde es nicht zu diesem Raum gehören. Ein paar Hosen, Klamotten, was weiß ich noch alles. Ja, ist doch nett hier. Boxershorts. Interessant. Und natürlich Panzu. We entered the cabin. The complete chaos inside really reminded me of my old flat. Though why I thought it was old. In general, I would imagine a girl's room differently. Snow white sheets, walls, floor and ceiling shining spotless. But when you consider that the two most exemplary pioneers are living here. Das hat nicht gerade viel Sinn gemacht. We just stood silently for some time. And what did you need to get? Huh? Dieses Gesicht macht mich fertig. Seems like I interrupted Alisa's thinking. Yeah. It's not here, actually. Wait here, I'll be back in a minute. I smiled. She smiled and ran out. Sie hat mich angeschossen. Oder? Das Schlimmste, was passieren kann, dass sie uns ans Bett fesselt. Ja, das wäre das Schlimmste. Und dann komische Dinge mit uns macht, wie, naja, was Mädchen halt, worauf Mädchen halt stehen, die hier Panzer stehen haben, ne? She seems really flaky today. I began to examine the room. Or examine the room. I wouldn't say that there had been an explosion, it just was a decent mess. Well, at least by looking at all this mess created in one pioneer session, I can surely say that I'm not the messiest person in the world. The decoration of my apartment took years to be completed. I wasn't thinking about anything particular, I was just looking around the room. Posters of Soviet artists, some books on the shelves, various household items. And then I realized that everything is wrong. Something will happen soon. Something bad. Why did Alisa leave me here all alone? There was something I had to discover. My gut told me that it's dangerous to stay here. I went to the door and tried to open it. Locked. Ah! Ich wusste es. Ich wusste es. What a surprise! How did she manage to quietly lock me in? I don't know what's on her mind, but I need to get out of here. I went to the window, opened it and climbed out. Now I can go and take care of business, or I choose the second option and waited. What is the reason she had me locked up? I wanted to know what was happening, plus I really wanted to see Alisa's face when she finds her room empty. I hid the bushes next to the house and waited. After some time I heard footsteps. Alisa and Olga came to the house. Was hatte sie vor? You'll see everything yourself. She opened the door and went in. A few seconds later she ran back out. You know, Alisa's face looked as if she just won the mouse catching... Alisa's face looked as if she will just won the mouse catching competition, but at the last moment found out that it's not real Olympic sport. So he just disappeared? Olga was skeptically. I did the right thing by closing the window after myself. Oh no. You know, I understand everything, Twatchevskaya. You and your roommate, every time the same thing. Haven't you had enough yet? But it's true. Really, one story after another. Semyon in your cabin, Semyon harassing you. Why do we keep lying? That's horrible. Aha. Warum will sie uns immer so heftige Streiche spielen und wir gucken dann nur so und denken so, oh shit boy. Alisa seemed really upset and to my surprise was not trying to argue. On the one hand it was funny to look at, but on the other I felt a bit sorry for Twatchevskaya. She deserves it though. Shit boy. Our leader finally finished scolding her and left. Alisa was mad. She clenched her fists and trembled, her face was flushed. It seems to me that she was going to explode. I sat in the bushes and laughed quietly. However, I was wondering what was on her mind and I came out of my hiding place, not afraid of being beaten. So, what exactly did you want to show the leader? Me? Alisa turned and looked at me with disbelief. After a moment, surprise turned to anger. You! What about me? She calmed down a bit. I wanted to take revenge. For what? Really, what did I do to this girl to warrant revenge? You beat me in cards. What a fantastic reason. No doubt. I see. Maybe I should apologize to you? I asked sarcastically. Screw you. She went into the house, slamming the door. I wasn't angry at Alisa. In the end, I would expect her to do something like this. Anyway, I got through it without consequences. I was very lucky. Her confusion and embarrassment just made my day. Chuckling, I left Alisa's cabin, which was about to become my death trap. Na gut, gehen wir mal noch zum Busstop. The busstop seemed to be a fine choice. A strange thought came across me. Perhaps Shurk is in the same position as me, and so he decided to run away from this camp. Maybe by the 410 bus. That could really turn out to be true if he came here by accident too. Although the chances of that are quite slim. But you never know. What if the bus would really come? However, I could hardly believe in that. Indeed, I spent a couple of minutes waiting at the bus stop, made sure that there was no signs of Shurik or anyone else here, and headed back to the camp. Somebody rushed out from behind at the gates and bumped into me. The impact wasn't strong, so I just staggered. Oh Mann, das ist auch so ein Gesicht, das mich fertig macht. Miku stood in front of me and rubbed her bruised forehead. Oh, sorry. It's alright, it's my fault. I was going to the music club, but got lost in thought about a new song. You know, thinking up the lyrics and music, I hadn't realized how I got there. So, you don't have to apologize. Her words per minute rate obviously exceeded the recognition limits of my brain. Also es soll anscheinend so sein, dass sie so schnell spricht wie im Song Disappearance of Hatsune Miku. Anders kann ich es mir jetzt nicht erklären. I made an attempt to retreat promptly. Sure, gotta go, you know. Oh, wait. I wanted to leave as usual without having to listen to her, but Miku grabbed my hand. Her grasp gave me the creeps as I got a clear vision of an agonizing execution by another rap session. Can you help me a little? Oh Mann, ey. Einen Moment. Can you help me a little, please? Just a teensy weensy bit? That definitely wasn't on my to-do list today. Well, I would glad to be, but it's... Oh Mann. Jesus. Pretty please. Miku looked at me with such puppy dog eyes that my heart started to melt. She totally wasn't going to let go of my hand. And what help exactly do you need? Sorry. You'll accompany me. I can't manage to compose on my own. I can sing or play. I can't do both at the same time. Even our virtuoso has a weakness. Well, you know, I can't really play any instrument. Never mind that, I'll show you everything. Come on, let's go. Da wir die Miku-Route einfach noch nicht freischalten können, macht das hier keinen Sinn, deswegen gehen wir erstmal nicht mit ihr. You know, I shall be searching for Shurik and all that stuff. Miku looked at me with frustration. Just for a little bit. I was lost for words. Ich glaube, Miku hat sich schon richtig heftig in uns verknallt. Aber die Miku-Route gibt's, soweit ich weiß, erst ab einem guten Ende. Ja, zumindest lese ich das überall. I was lost for words. She dragged me along with her. Probably nothing good will come of this, but the only way to get her off me is to wrestle my hand out of hers. But it wouldn't be very nice. Nothing bad will happen after all. Probably. Within a minute we were already standing in the music club. Miku took a guitar. Here, have a look. Okay, ich dachte, jetzt kommt irgendein bekanntes Miku-Lied. She sat down and started playing. I tried to follow her hands. The tune seemed quite simple. It seemed quite easy to repeat it. Got it? Kind of. Let's try. I took the guitar and started playing. That didn't really work out. Hat sich doch schon gut angehört. Let me show you one more time. She played much better than me. Looking at Miku, I wondered. Of course she was a chatterbox. She was naive and clumsy. However, she was extremely talented in music. Try again. I managed much better the second time. Wow, that's much better. She smiled. I wasn't hard. Oh, Semyon. In fact, just repeat the same notes over and over. Oh, it wasn't hard. Ja, das kann egal. Ist dasselbe. Just don't lose track. Start on my command. Okay. Ready? Go. It was a song in Japanese. Frankly speaking, I didn't understand a single word, but Miku's singing was quite good. In fact, it was outstanding. She put her heart in every note, every word. Yeah, music probably is the very thing for her to dedicate her life to. It seemed like it wasn't her who chose the music, but the music that was choosing her. The last half an hour presented Miku in a completely different light. Oh, thank you. Did you like it? I finally managed it with you. On my own, it's not so good. I either mess up with the words or miss the strings, and it's just perfect with you. Thank you so much. You really have a talent, you know. Just to play like that without any preparation. Nope. It seems I will change my opinion about her too hastily. Thanks for the song. Gotta go. See you. Thanks for... The rest of her words were left behind the door. Oh, komm schon, Semyon, sei doch nicht so savage, Alter. I leaned on the wall of the club cabin inside. Miku's song was still playing in my mind.